Hello, this is Mrs. McGlinty. So today we're going to be painting a magical rainbow colored pumpkin in honor of Halloween. And I have a story that I'm going to share with you. But first, let's go ahead and say our verse. Now I take the brush so gently. 1, 2, 3. Now I take the brush so gently in my hand with loving care. Watch the colors flow so softly on my paper, clean and clear. So today the brushes we're going to use are going to be Peter paintbrush, our wide brush, and then our detail brush here, Tiny Tim. We have a painting cloth to dry our brushes, and then we have our drying cloth to dry our paper, and then we have our colors. So we have the golden yellow, we have the ultramarine blue, and we have the carmine red, or you might have alizarin, alizarin crimson. And this is the story of the magical color pumpkin. Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the garden, a little pumpkin grew beneath a wide green leaf. The other pumpkins around her were turning deep orange in the autumn sun, but this one stayed pale and curious. Each morning, she listened to the whispers of the breeze and watched the sky change colors, soft pinks at dawn, gold at noon, and violet as evening fell. How beautiful the world is, she sighed. If only I could hold all those colors inside me. One night as the moon rose round and full, a silvery moth fluttered down and rested on her stem. "Why do you look so wistful, little pumpkin?" asked the moth. "I wish I could be much more than just orange," said the pumpkin. "I want to shine with all the colors I see." The moth smiled. "Then open your heart to the light." And so, under the moon's gentle glow, the colors began to swirl through her skin, a shimmer of rose red, a glimmer of blue and violet, a wash of golden light. By morning, she glowed with every hue of sunrise and sunset. When the children came to the garden, they gasped with delight. "Look, a magical rainbow pumpkin," they cried. And from that day on, it was said that whoever painted the magical color pumpkin with love and wonder could find the colors of their own heart shining back at them. And if things haven't changed, they're still the same today. So I'm taking my paper out of the tub, and I'm going to let it drip in the water a little bit. Now, if you don't have a tub to soak your paper in, what you can do is you can just wet both sides of your paper with a brush, a wide brush, and then lay it on your board. So now we're drying it gently. So we want to take some of the water off, but we want to leave some of the water on there. So we'll start with a golden yellow to paint in the golden light. So we have our brush. Make sure your brush has gotten wet in your water container. I like to use a big canning jar to hold my water. And all the golden light was filling the sky. And it was almost Halloween. And there were pumpkins in the field. And there were children looking to find the perfect pumpkin so they could make a jack-o'-lantern. Now, when you're putting on your yellow, be sure to cover all the areas. You don't want to leave any white paper showing. And we want to keep all of our strokes going horizontally across the paper, not up and down. So beautiful strokes of color. And we're going to go from top to bottom. And just look and see if you see it. If it needs to be evened out at all. All right. So we'll put that color down. Let's rinse off our brush. And I'm going to dry it gently and set it down. Now I'm going to take the red, either the carmine red or the alizarin crimson. I'm going to use Tiny Tim, and I'm going to make a big pumpkin. So we don't want a small pumpkin. We want a nice, large pumpkin. Rinsing off Tiny Tim and get all that red off of him. Okay, I'm going to dry him gently. And now we're going to go back to Peter Paintbrush, and I'm going to take that same red and I'm going to just put a little bit of water on Peter Paintbrush and then take it off on the sides of my jar. Now I'm just going to dip part way into the red, because we know that red and yellow make orange. So we only have to really dip it in once. And then we're going to move it around on our pumpkin like this. See that beautiful orange? So we can use gentle strokes here and start to bring that color down. And then we kind of want to make some strokes like this to kind of echo the shape of our pumpkin. And if you need to change the shape of your pumpkin a little bit, this is a good time to do that. All right, now because the three colors we have, red, yellow, and blue, when you mix them together, they're going to make a brown. And we want to have violet. So I'm going to take and I'm going to scrunch up my tissue and I'm going to dab some of this yellow off, because it's the yellow color we don't want as much of in this part of our painting. Okay, then I'm going to get my blue ready. And first I'm going to dip in my red, because red and blue make violet. Let's get that edge back from our pumpkin here. Then we're going to rinse our brush off. And we're going to make sure it's clean. And we're going to take our blue and we're going to stir it up from the bottom. This is our ultramarine blue. And we're going to put little dabs of it like this. We're making a beautiful violet color. We can bring that up a little bit on the sides. Oh, what a beautiful color we've made. Beautiful violet. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to rinse. We always want to rinse our brush. Let's rinse off Peter paintbrush. I'm going to lay him down to rest. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the back of our brush handle and we're going to bruise in some lines. So we're going to go like, going to start from the point up here. First you make one that goes down to the center like this. And see that we're picking up a little bit of the, and I want you to press really hard. We're bringing up some of that paint from the blue on the bottom. Okay, now we're going to take Tiny Tim and we're going to use the blue. Remember, because blue and yellow make green. And we're going to go ahead and put in the stem. So the stem kind of anchors itself on these lines here, like this. And then we can put in the lines here. We can leave a little bit of that yellow for a little bit of a glow if we want. Okay, then what we're going to do is let's take some of that blue, and we need, remember that I'm going to make a beautiful green here, because all we have to do is paint the yellow with the blue. So this is the ground that the pumpkin's going to sit on. You notice how I'm kind of using my brush sideways? And also leaving a little bit of the yellow showing through is nice. And the pumpkin will just kind of like, the colors will kind of grow into the earth. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to use the back of the handle of Peter paintbrush, just like we put in these lines. And we're going to put in some grass like this. And then we're going to add a little bit more of the grasses. So I've kind of dried off my brush. And I'm going to put some tall grasses now. And for the last thing we're going to do, I'm rinsing off Tiny Tim, and I'm going to make him really dry. And we're going to lift out some color. So I've got my cloth, and all I do is I just go like this, right along where those lines were. And then I have to go like this and take the color off. So just take your time. You always have to wipe the brush after you finish taking the color off. And this shows you those lines, the way the pumpkin grows. So make sure you wipe off your brush as you go down. And the colors the lines will fill in a little bit, but that's okay, because when it dries, you'll be able to see them. All right, and then I'm just gonna put my name right here, Anne McGlinty. Now that my painting of the magic pumpkin has dried, you can see how the rainbow colors are blending together. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and you'll find out about future watercolor lessons. And also, please visit waldorfia.com, our website, for creative watercolor lessons for grades 1 through 3. These lessons can be enjoyed by children, adults, teachers, and homeschoolers. Try out our introductory package, now on sale, and also enjoy a free watercolor lesson. I enjoyed painting with you, and I'll look forward to painting with you again. Bye-bye.